New South Wales lockdown to be extended by a week. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because it looks like the New South Wales lockdown may be extended by a week. And I feel sorry to all the New South Welshmen that have to go through this. Now, before we go through this article and put things into perspective for a lot of people, because there's a lot of fear out there, there's a lot of people worried, a lot of people scared, and we need to look at things holistically and appreciate the fact that, risks can be managed to some extent on an individual level. Don't let the fear get to you, everyone. Don't let it get to you. Be a bit stoic. But the sponsor for this video is our Twitch channel and the Freedom Friday show we're having this week. We've got two shows, Freedom Friday and the HeiseSays show on Monday evenings. Join us on Twitch and check it out. So, that out of the way, let's put everything in perspective. Here in Australia, we've had 30,832 cases, according to the Johns Hopkins map. Of that, we've had 910 cases. There you go. So the incident rate or the mortality rate doesn't seem to be particularly high. So you need to put this into perspective, and there are a lot of comorbidities that you can actually address yourself to mitigate your chance of, if you catch this illness, of being hospitalized. I'm frustrated that there is not enough emphasis of comorbidities, such as being overweight, which has been proven to increase your hospitalization rate significantly. There's no emphasis on that in the media to encourage people to take active steps to reduce these comorbidities. To me, that seems like common sense, but I guess it's not that common anymore. Or I suspect it's politically incorrect because you hurt people's feelings. Just think about that. Just think about that. It's probably not easier to lock people away and strip your freedoms than it is to potentially hurt someone's fifis when you're telling them they're probably a little chubby. And this is coming from someone who has packed on the kilos because my wife's been pregnant again. So, that's just life, guys. You got to learn how to take control. But in all honesty, particularly with weight, one of the issues is our dietary guidelines and how rubbish they are. So in some ways, people shouldn't feel bad if they're packing on the kilos because of our diet, where it's abundance in sugar and a lot of, processed carbs. It's like, the hunter-gatherers discovering a honeypot and you just can't stop eating it. You're eating it, and then storing that fat for the winter. So your body has evolved for the long winters. We just don't have them with regards to food stuff anymore. So let's look at this. New Zealand COVID-19 lockdown set to be extended by a week, according to the ABC. New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian is today expected to announce an extension of the state's COVID-19 lockdown orders, as well as new restrictions for schools returning from holiday. More than 330 locally acquired cases of COVID-19 have been recorded since mid-June, when the virus broke out in Sydney's eastern suburbs and spread west to the city. 12 days ago, the state government introduced stay-at-home orders restricting the movements of people in 4 local government areas overlapping the harbour city before broadening it to Greater Sydney and its surrounding regions. The lockdown was scheduled to finish at the end of this Friday, but the state, still in a perilous position due to ultra-infectious Delta strain, this will no longer be the case. But, isn't the Delta strain more infectious, but the mortality rate, I understand it's less dangerous? Let me know. Because remember, this is all about cases. How many of these cases have been hospitalized? What's the ICU load? What's the strain on our healthcare system? Wasn't that the issue? Wasn't that what the concern was? Maybe it's all changed. The ABC understands that at 11 a.m., Ms. Berejiklian will announce that orders currently in place in Greater Sydney, the Blue Mountains, Shell Harbour, Wollongong and the Central Coast will be extended for a week. It is the second time these stay-at-home orders have been lengthened. The decision was made by the New South Wales Government's Crisis Cabinet Committee after extensive meetings yesterday morning and again in the afternoon. Until 11:59 p.m. next Friday, residents will still only be able to leave their homes for essential reasons. such as shopping, exercise, or for medical reasons, including to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. The Premier is also tipped to announce new restrictions for students and educators when school resumes next week. From Tuesday, learning will be online for schools and students in Greater Sydney for 4 days. And once we had, months ago now, the lockdown, another one here in Brisbane, and school was, moving back to online, remote. That was the final nail in the coffin for us with our little experiment with day school. We thought, why are we going to pay a fortune to go to a day school that's probably terrible at online learning when the distance school is so much better? I wonder how many people will make a permanent shift to distance education or homeschooling. There's some changes to your life. You learn how much time is wasted just commuting back and forth to school and how much screen time they get. I was amazed. Then, every kid needs to have an iPad. And an iPad isn't a real computer, guys. Anyway, however, regional New South Wales schools will be able to have face-to-face learning when class resumes. Non-essential businesses will remain shut. However, the New South Wales government is expected to unveil a plan to alleviate the impact of extended closures in the coming days. Yesterday, the Premier said she did not want New South Wales residents to be anxious about the future. I don't want anyone to feel worried or concerned, but we're always very honest to say that the Delta strain is different. And so that is why we're in the situation we are, but in moving forward. She said she hoped this would be the last lockdown until the majority of residents were vaccinated. But we're starting to hear reports as well that the Delta strain is, the vaccine isn't as effective with regards to this strain. We'll have to see, everyone. Now, what are the solutions to this? Well, manage your risk. Honestly, everyone should be able to manage their own risks and understand where you're at risk of catching this illness. But most importantly, look at your comorbidities. Look at your comorbidities that you can address. Number one, which can have a 40 times increase in hospitalizations that's been proven, is being overweight or obese. It gets worse the heavier you are. And that's something we can all do something about. Right now, I'd point you towards Low Carb Down Under, their YouTube channel. Have a look at some of the lectures they give there and how doctors are using a low-carb diet, low-carb, high-fat diet to treat diabetic patients. There are a lot of people out there that are probably pre-diabetic and don't even realize it until you suddenly, start having some issues and going to the doctor. Where's the media blitz on that? I honestly think in the future, a lot of the advice we're getting now from dietary guidelines is being proven incorrect, bit by bit by bit. Going right back to the cholesterol and heart disease hypothesis, it's all been proven wrong. New data's coming out, and it's going to change. You'll see in the next 10 years once government catches up. But that's also why I'm so skeptical about all of these other government interventions. Because if they can get something so fundamentally wrong as the food that we need to eat, how can we blindly trust them with anything else? Anyway, that's the suggestion I would suggest to everyone as a solution. Take control of your own comorbidities and reduce them. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions and strategies down below in the comments. If you're a fan and want to help out, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy a merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.